Hey guys, welcome back to Progressive Watch. So, more disturbing news coming out of Hong Kong. And just to front load you guys with a little bit of information in case you're not aware, in Hong Kong, the many college students and other citizens throughout Hong Kong have been very angry about what the Beijing government had originally promised them. And that was by 2017 they could elect their own representative. But they rescinded this promise and put the caveat that the representative had to be chosen from a pro-establishment panel. Now, naturally, this very much angered the college students who saw that there would be no progress with the pro-establishment because it would just be the same people pushing out the same message that was not for them and not for the masses. So, of course, they protested about this, and at its peak, there were about 10,000 protesters protesting for it. Well, in the recent weeks, this has simmered down. It's gone out of the mainstream media. But just 2 days ago, the Hong Kong protests took up a swing again, and they actually improved a little bit. Now, it's very disturbing, as the Common Dreams reports, because the hundreds of people that were there were then arrested. And as the Common Dreams reports on this article, the people were charged with charges including assaults on officers and failing to produce proof of identity. Now, it doesn't get any more BS-ish than that. Failure to prove identity. They arrested over 40 people by bullish charges such as this because they're trying to quell the protests and they don't want this to hear. Now, these are fundamental rights, and it's very disturbing. It's very disturbing for anyone to see that their basic rights are being essentially taken away from them, and they can't have these rights. And it's incredibly disturbing to see this. And I am very happy that these pro-democracy protests are happening, but it's very infuriating to see this happening. Now, yeah, sure, the United States, we have gone along, we have urged China to give them these voting rights, and we have urged them to do these things, but where else is the United States on this issue? I mean, it's just very angering, the fact that we're in the Middle East, where, okay, we say, all right, we're in the Middle East because we're trying to protect, ISIS and ISIL from attacking us, but they've never even killed a U.S. soldier, and they're not nearly as strong enough to attack us in any way, shape, or form, and we're really just in the Middle East to get oil and just get other resources from them. So it's very infuriating when we spend our resources and our funds on things that just further destabilize regions instead of actually helping and supporting the Hong Kong protests. Now, we shouldn't bring weapons and we shouldn't bring arms to these nations, but here's what we can do on a more undertone note. We can call for peaceful negotiations that can occur between the Hong Kong protesters and between the Chinese government. This can be mediated by the United States, and it can be about a 2-week-long seminar where they can actually discuss it. Second of all, we can have strengthened United Nation talks between the Beijing protesters and the Chinese government, because this is something that must be unilaterally done. Of course, a lot of people don't really like the UN because the UN doesn't really do much. Of course, that's very true. But we can't have peace talks, and that's certainly a measure that can help quell this. I mean, the United States tries to stand as a beacon of democracy, of moral rights, yet we trade with nations such as Saudi frickin' Arabia, China. It's very disturbing that we trade with these nations in spite of this, and it's very hypocritical as a nation to do this. That's why, as a country, we have to start to put more of our voice in issues that we can actually improve and we can actually progress upon. Thank you.